Kosovar part, right? She has not come, the Kosovars have not agreed to the agreement.
The Kosovar Albanians have moved in the direction that we want, have been doing so. We're working very hard at it. I am not here to say that we've achieved that. That it would be an extraordinarily difficult thing to achieve. Remember what we're dealing with here. We're dealing with the people who have to make fundamental life and death decisions. And anyone who thinks that this can happen in the snap of a finger doesn't understand what it is like to be a people who've been oppressed for so long. Barry, and then over there.
If the Albanians are moving the way they are, doesn't that put extra pressure on the Serbs? Doesn't it make their intransigence more of a more likely to lead to a military response?
We believe it is extremely important to put pressure on the military, on the Serbs. We cannot put the full amount of pressure if we don't get an agreement from the Kosovar Albanians. Contrary to what many of you seem to believe, it has never been the view of NATO or the United States that a Serb refusal, along with a Kosovar Albanian refusal, would necessarily lead to NATO military action. All of the officials who've worked on this have made very clear that in order to move towards military action, it has to be clear that the Serbs were responsible. So the fact that yesterday we didn't move towards military action when neither party gave a full yes should not have come as a surprise to any of you who've been watching or listening closely to what the administration or NATO officials have been saying.
Well, that's the point of the question. With the Albanians moving closer to agreement, doesn't that increase the likelihood that the Serbs will be the clear and only offender and subject to military force?
It's very difficult to be half pregnant in a situation like this. One needs to decide whether one can achieve agreement and know who's responsible. And gray makes it more difficult to put the kind of pressure that you've asked about.
I thought they were
over
in the
there.
third trimester.
Yes.
Clearly that Tuesday the Serbs will make some important concession or not? Do you think they will give some concession or not?
The Serb side, as I indicated, I don't know what the results of Secretary Albright's meeting with President Milutinovic will be. She's doing it right now. But based on previous meetings and discussions that Ambassador Hill has had with President Milutinovic, it is hard to be optimistic that they are going to engage seriously on the important question of the combination of a political agreement and a military agreement, which in our view are inseparable.
So will you grant another extension?
Afternoon, after 3 o'clock.
Sorry?
So what will you do on Tuesday afternoon?
Will you grant another extension?
Well, today is Sunday about 5 o'clock. That gives us 46 hours in which to make that decision, and that decision will be made by more than one country. And all I can tell you is that we believe it's extremely important to, as negotiators and leaders of this negotiation, to use deadlines to exert pressure so that political decisions are made. In the absence of political decisions being made, we can't move this process forward. Over here and then over there, yes.
Secretary then will definitely stay through till Tuesday.
No decision about her future activities has been made.
Is there any room for negotiation on the military end?
The NATO view is clear, and that is that it has to be a NATO force with a NATO chain of command and sufficient size and authority to do the job.